Hello, Auntie. Hey, Carbon. You're welcome, welcome, Sunshines. You feeling good? Yeah, I'm alright, thank you. I'm just fine, what about you? Yeah, so you're welcome. Everything's good on my side, let's go. Let's go, I'm glad to hear that. Hello, Sana. Welcome, team, welcome. Right, Sana, then. Well, thank you then. Good luck with whatever you're busy with. You'll even haven't streamed for like 10 days or so. That definitely hasn't been that productive, for sure. If you're talking about productivity, let's not bring that up anymore. On the WoW piece, indeed. Indeed. What else would it be, dude? You know me, you know what I draw. This character, however, they don't have like they have quite a different outfit from the one that is like usual to WoW. So I'm working off an original reference. It's alright though, like the race is everything. I assume everything else but the outfit is kind of based in WoW. We have the silhouette down. Let's get down to some local colors. That's the natural progression that I usually go through. Let's get some base skin tones in. This looks just about right. Maybe even a little bit more purplish. Yep, stuff like this. What are you guys up to? What's going on? If you have any news, any updates, just feel free to share what you're doing. We need to get up to date on what you've been up to. It's been let's just say it's been quite a while since the last stream. Hey, Mappa. You go for the resub again, friend. Hello, hello. Am I doing? I'm doing great, actually. I'm doing quite well. To be honest, the break was a little too extensive. Could have gotten away with way less of a break, but hey, we're back. We're back. Hey, Minami. The break's good? I don't know. I don't know, man. You know what I hate about breaks is that it is so tough to get back in. Like, you just... I mean, maybe you do have an idea, but like, to me, if I'm like sticking to doing whatever and never taking a break, no matter how it feels, it is just so much more natural to like stream if you've streamed yesterday. And this time it just, dude, it felt like I'm starting it all over again. Like I was nervous to like unmute my mic, imagine. Hey cat. Hey. Welcome sunshines. By the way, I have to do critiques today, don't I? I do have to do some critiques. So I believe he did the one for you, Mappa, right? Yeah, do I own you a critique? There are 2 people there who I only critique to. Let me look them up. I own one for Mina, and I own one for Delta. Oh, you're Delta, right, Cat? Alright, got your print. What about the break being a bit too long? I think it was more important that is at least you were doing better than before. Thank you. Thank you, Walt. Yeah, I'm doing way better though. Definitely extended the break a little a little too much, not gonna lie. Hey Dragontas. Hey. Happy Sunday to everybody, sunshines. By the way, it's Sunday, isn't it? Looking forward to Delta's critique. Struggling with color balance, the point, the lighting contrast, it kind of gives a bad feeling. Oh yeah, I definitely know how to help you out with that. Did you sneak in a little Beldar in there? Damn, dude. Nice. Beldar's in game version. Got you, yeah. Dude. Speaking of Beldar, I have a pleasure of working on not 1 but 2 commissions that are featuring Beldar. Currently, like they're in progress. So that is quite nice, isn't it? Hey Laura. Yo, what is up? The older month, indeed. Dude, not one, but two of them. And I believe one, like both of them were meant to be like in their dark version that I've never painted before. I only did paint the light version in my end in piece. So initially they both wanted the dark version, but then I think one of the commissioners wants the bright version as well. Which is, I mean, I wouldn't mind you. I wouldn't mind painting both of them. Hell yeah. Opinion Nami skin redraw. Discord got heated over it. Yeah, I saw you guys losing your mind over it. I mean, to be honest, I saw it on Twitter earlier. I didn't know why you guys act so surprised. Like, it's fucking, it's Riot splash art. Hasn't it been like copycats of itself for years now? Like, ain't it the same goddamn stuff over and over again? Like, how are you acting surprised? Like, it's, oh, dude, they they make the same face for every... Fucking yeah, dude. Like, what did you expect? I'm just surprised how, like, unaware of this you were. Let's go elf painting. Hey, let's go. Am I the only one who can handle this kind of disconnect between my screen and the tablet? Like, it just feels off. Yeah, probably. I mean, to me, I've done maybe like an extensive 1 week of traditional art and then almost 5 years of digital. Yeah, I feel no disconnect, man. I live in the screen, you know. If anything, the paper is the disconnect. You press Control Z, and you know how long it takes for it to like restore the to undo the thing. It takes a little too long, let me tell you. Too much for my patience. Screenless feels psychopathic. I don't know about psychopathic. I mean, you can get used to anything. To be honest, I don't like painting on the screen now. Like, I have a Samsung tablet that I sometimes paint on. That I don't like that. I don't like the disconnect between, like, I don't know, even using keyboard for it, it just doesn't feel like, I don't feel like I have too much control over it. But, you know, I'm sure if given enough time, I would get used to it and it will be fine. And same goes the other way as well. Maria was do it mid transition, but then I realized I can't do lighting properly for 1, let alone 2. To do it mid transition. Oh. Mid transition would be alright though. Like, to be honest, it's kind of good on its own. Like, you don't have to do it mid transition. Like, the one version is already kind of cool looking enough. So I usually try to avoid like, painting stuff that is like too cool, you know. Like, you can definitely get oversaturated on the cool factor. This is for me. The hovering that bothers me. The hovering. First of all, why did he even assume that I'm drawing on a screenless tablet though? What if I'm painting on a Cintiq? Pro 69 Cintiq, the last like the latest version. $50,000 unpacked. What if I'm painting on that? How do you know? Seem like a minimalist? Yeah, or just poor. Or just poor, let's be honest. That's another word for a minimalist. Disappointing screening tablet, get big sluggish to draw once you've been drawing for like 5 years. bit sluggish to draw on. I'm not sure, guys. I think you're clearing it too early. Give it like a month or two, you know, just like painting on it, like 4 hours minimum every day, and you'll get used to it. Be minimalist and be rich? Probably. How would we know? Anybody rich here? Huh? I'm a slug now. Okay. Well, I'm not a drawing tablet, at least. And honestly, dude, if you hate drawing tablets, like, I mean, hate them as much as you want. I don't really care about saying them in your eyes, or like trying to convince you to paint with a screenless tablet. Like, do whatever. I ain't sponsored by any of them. Hey, Swishy. Yo, Swishy, how are you doing, Sunshine? Swishy, I'm personally sorry. Personally gonna apologize to you for the extensive break. Based on what you were like sending in Discord, you were really craving for a stream. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is also for almost every day. Eventually got a display tablet and actually did wonders for me. I mean, whatever works for you, you know. I feel like both can have its use for sure. You must stream Sigeri for the week. Okay, I'll be here for you. Right, it's time to get on the streak again. Remember last year? I think it was during what was it? I think spring. I streamed for like 30 days with no breaks or something. Like literally for a month or so. Maybe 30 days doesn't sound like a lot, because like, I don't know, 30 days of being sober and not drinking it's not a lot, but 30 days of doing the same stuff and showing up was quite felt like quite an accomplishment. So we kind of need to get back on the same. We need to get back to the same vibes. Well, doesn't like display tab allow you to work faster? For pure input standpoint, dude, I don't know why you have this opinion of the display tablet having faster input. It's actually the opposite, because it also has a screen, so it has not only like to receive the input, but it also has to transmit it to your screen, because it's a monitor as itself. I feel like it's actually slower. Look how fast this is. Look at this. Look at this. You don't see my hand, but I swear I'm painting very fast. You cannot even keep up with the speed. Maybe this is what it's about. You cannot even keep up with the speed of how fast it's receiving and transmitting information. So you actually, it's like a mind protective mechanism where you think it's slow, but in reality it's just like way faster than you can comprehend. Trust me, dude. My mighty XD pen for $50 ain't messing around. Both types of tablets definitely has its uses. It's heard of people going from display tablets to pen tablets. Okay, dude, first of all, it costs like 10 times less, alright? So you're already saving up money, you can be more of a minimalist with more money. That's a bonus, at least for me, because I don't have money to spend on stuff like that. Second, your posture. You look at your monitor, you're standing upright, you don't have this shrimp posture, you don't have neck pain, back pain, anal pain. You know, you can protect yourself from all kinds of chronic diseases if you have a good posture, all right. And then also your eyes as well. If you're staring down at your screen tablet, dude, like think what happens to your eyes. Those bad boys not gonna thank you in 10 years. And also the cost though. $500, like what? $1,000 for a tablet? God bless, bro. And then it breaks. You spill your coffee on it and it's gone, and you gotta buy a new one. Damn. No, 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 no. Two seconds instead of 15. Okay, if you think that I'm waiting for a 15 seconds delay, it's, I ain't waiting for 15 seconds delay on my tab. Is that Kindred cosplay on the League, from League on the Frog? Yep, it is. It is. It's pretty cursed, I'm not gonna lie. The person who painted it literally managed to sneak in a little wolf in there as well. That's pretty nice. Pretty cursed, but still recognizable. That's what we love about it. Hey, Butters. If you get a drawing tablet, you kind of treat it like a very expensive pair of sunglasses. You kind of take care of it. I agree. Yeah, I agree. If you get a phone, you also treat it well, but then it just slips and drops. I mean, yeah, realistically, you're probably not gonna break it. Let's be honest. It's gonna. It'd be very unfortunate to do that, but still, though, they probably break more often, don't they? Like they can. They're definitely less durable than a goddamn screenless tablet that is like. There is going to be a nuclear war, and that thing will be like standing in your apartment. Everything will turn into ash, but like an XD pen tablet, it will be perfectly fine. If anything, it will document the whole destruction and paint it on the canvas. Hey, Gashran. Hey, welcome. Big pros like to non-screen tablets instead of them big Cintiqs, but not all of them. Dude, I've seen people paint them both, and I mean it's a matter of what you like. Like there's really no reason to convince anybody to do anything, like to change or anything. I have my first tablet 7 years, and it's not showing signs of dying. Yeah, I mean they're overall pretty durable, I think. Both tablets, screen tablet, and I still draw with a mouse because I think I can paint faster with a gaming mouse. Dude, that's actually a good point. Gaming mouse, if it's an MMO mouse, you have like up to 12 buttons in there, right? Damn, think of the things you can bind just on your mouse. That's actually pretty smart. Snake is 1 year old and already has scratch marks. Damn. Hmm. Yeah, my old display tablet had like drawing tablet had like almost a hole digged into it in the middle whenever, because you know you're always scratching and like drawing, like you're scribbling your pen in the middle, because you usually like you don't really move your pen around the canvas too much. You usually just move the digital canvas itself, so you always end up just doing strokes in the middle, and you actually dig a little bit of a hole there. Like, it looked pretty sad, not gonna lie, but it was still fine. It was doing just fine. It wasn't complaining, at least. The middle is a crater. Yep. The reason why I got rid of it was because I broke the pen itself. And that was also pretty goddamn stupid of me. So like I dropped it and it landed exactly on the pin. Like exactly on its like on the thing that you draw with. And it literally got like impaled in it inwards. So it was irrecoverable. And the tablet was pretty old too. They didn't like they were not releasing any more tablets like that, so I couldn't even buy like a standalone pen for it. Had to buy the whole thing. That's the neat parts of what we do. We have our own ways and techniques, but by also honest, what makes us artists. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty mild, you know, disagreeing on top on versions of the only equipment that they have. I mean, that's alright. You can also, like, shit talk with different softwares, but it's pretty much like people either use Clip Studio or Photoshop, so it's like, it's not even anything to go to war about, you know, but traditional artists, though, oh, dude. Oh, using a brush out of squirrel hair? Dude, I only use fucking lyre hair brushes. Or what is it? Horse hair brushes. Those people go crazy on it. Different kinds of paper, different kinds of whatever. Sketchbook tour? Oh my god. Hmm. Didn't I want to always do some kind of an environment in the back now? Just remembered. I kind of decided to make it a rule for myself to always have some kind of an environment in the back. And here I just went for a little bit of a smoke. Not sure though. Let's get some environment going there. I have a reference for this character and she's like in the forest. And it looks great, but I just don't want to do the exact same thing though. Like I wouldn't want for my commission to have like art that is kind of similar to what they already have. Hey V-Storm, hey. Welcome friend. We are back indeed. Ooh, actually. Actually. Something that is very close to it color-wise. You're in swamp. This green forest does look like a swamp a little bit. Little taco cat. Can make her skin darker. She's a 10. Oh, you're the commissioner. Oh, nice. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you had time to tune in. So I was thinking for the background. What do you think? Like, what do you think on the background? I'm actually thinking that in terms of like the colors of what we have already, a Karazhan would be actually pretty dope, because it kind of has the similar vibe to it, like similar color schemes and stuff. Skin darker and hair is blue-black too. Yeah, the color I was saving it up to later. Got you on the corrections though. Thank you. Maybe no Karazhan. Well, I'll come up with something. I just kind of wanted to make it as a rule for myself. I have... There are some reddish vibe into it. Some reddish vibe into it. I was going to introduce reds somehow in this piece, actually. I was kind of just... I was going to do it a little bit later. Or just maybe like in the shadows or somehow. No worries. No worries. I guess if that's a Karazhan, we can still do some smoke in the foreground. Homemade pizza, hey, nice. That's great. Karazhan should be way further away down. Probably the bottom of the piece would be the perfect way to get some worms in. Worm hues in. Kinda like that. You get some more references of that place. Actually looks so bare bones because it's from Classic. Looks just empty. Here's Alum. You're welcome. How come no face cam today? Might be no face cam for a while. Just kinda didn't feel like it today. I know it takes away from the experience, but there are reasons for it. I'll just leave it at that. Oh, they're your guildmate. Hey, that's nice. That's incredible to hear. Yeah, actually, you guys, really apologize for the delay. For this quick commission season, it's been like a very, very long delay. I usually get those done in like 2 months after you commission them, and this time around it like really stretched out for a long time, but yeah, we're here fixing it. Getting on kinda on the track with all the pieces have been commissioned. The references? I use this as my like main reference for this. Maybe you can have her nose being light and that speed. Like this. Alright, Taco, if you want to, feel free to link the references if you want to share your character with other people. Chisel, which one did I do for you? Need to remember. Oh, it was the Night Elf Druid, wasn't it? Like the top-down kind of view on her. Feels like I feel it feels like I painted that so long ago. It was last year, wasn't it? It was one of the first. No, it was the one of the last season. So wasn't it this? I had some nice shapes there. Yes, great. Yeah, when did I do this? It was. Oh, September. Oh yeah, that was it. Feels like I painted this yesterday, honestly. Feels like it's been a long time. Or rather, it wasn't a long time, but it actually was a very long time. It would actually also be like a little bit of a top-down view like this. So the horizon line should be a little higher like this. Actually, thinking putting this leg a little bit back. Like this, like she's stepping forward. Oh, during the downtime, whenever I didn't stream for these, what was like 11, 10, 11, 12 days, I think, um, I wasn't like just sitting still. I was drawing all the time, but I was pretty much getting myself back into doing big illustration commissions. I opened up slots for commissions, got a lot of requests, and currently I have 5 separate big artworks that I'm working on. And not gonna lie, I couldn't be happier with like all of them. Like all of them are just incredible. Everything from like the people who message me to their characters to their ideas, just really what I just needed at that time. Like every single one is just like such a pleasure to work on. Such a like, just really like, I wouldn't say like my comfort zone kind of like scenarios for a piece, but it's definitely something that I really want to work on, and nothing else. There's very important refs on Twitter, essential even to get the proportions right. Important references on Twitter? What are you saying? What do you mean, dude? Question mark? Yeah, I can show you all the big pieces that I'm working on if you want to. As I mentioned, 2 Belladars. Oh, one guy's like Warhammer-like. Some like environment heavy pieces, some like more of close-ups with a lot of shapes. Dude, I have everything there. Right, just to showcase what I'm talking about, because I really want to share. So first, the one that I started is this. They're so different too. So like this one, for example, as you can see, Dark Beldar, that's the first one that I started. Dark Beldar, a lot of environment, and you know the character, something going on in this scene, like other people will be walking into, and just in general, you can see like pretty big art, really big artwork. Next one we have a little bit more focused on the character. I've been working on this mainly today. Kind of super early to tell what's going on here, but it's kind of gonna be like this fell fire, and there's gonna be like shapes of demons in it. I went through like a lot of iterations on the background, but this is kind of where we currently stand on it. The third one is this. Actually, I only did very little on this, but it's like a shaman in what's the Nerubian zone in the Ashka Head, I think it's called, and it's gonna be some like lighting and some like corpses of Nerubians and shit like that. I thought the skull was a rat first. Okay, it's a pretty nice looking skull, what you're saying. So then we have this. This was only like a couple of hours of progress though. And then we have this, another Beldar piece, but it's just gonna be 2 characters with a Beldar and with a cat too. Look at this. So that's the 4th one that we have. Also, like I did maybe like a little bit of hours, maybe like 4, 5, 6. And then the last but not least, we have this bad boy, kind of like a Warhammer looking guy, but also the outfit and everything is from WoW, obviously. Just look at the variety that I have. This is nuts. And I started all of these just like in a couple of days. Multitasking? Dude, I'm just literally starting a new one. My tactic on this is currently, obviously this one is like the most finished. I'm just working on this, then I update the guy, and when a while they respond and everything, while I wait for the feedback, I'm kind of working on the next one. And I'm gonna be doing those in order. But at the same time, kind of progressing all of them. They're all so good. They're all like, I'm in love with every single one of them. They're so different. You look at just like literally no art being like looking the same. All of them. This is like a side view, more of a close-up. This is a top-down view, going to be like a lot of background and shapes. This one is like a bottom-up view, close-up on two characters and a cat. And then they have this as well, which is just going to be like Warhammer feel. Just incredible, you know, like so real to work on every, like all of those pieces. Goals to get the big piece. Hey guys, I'm open for it. So yeah, it's been like I think a couple of months, like a month at least, since I did a big illustration for somebody, and I was just so happy to get back into that. I even got my own ideas for the full illustration as well. Do you guys recall the Ethereal who stole the Dark Heart from Galivix? And then there was like the Crash teaser in the last like story chapter, right? I wanted to paint him with Crash in the background. That would be a pretty easy piece for me to do. I just don't know if I want to like how to say that? Just like I didn't want to add like more tasks to myself. Didn't want to overwhelm. Yeah, that's the word that I was looking at for. I didn't want to overwhelm myself because I already have like 5 pieces and the big illustrations to work on. But at the same time though, I'm thinking like, damn, what if I was able to sneak in maybe a couple of hours of a day of personal art? Wouldn't that be mad? I feel like that would be so good. Right, and I think he would go mad on Twitter as well, because people probably hyped up. Overextend yourself? Is that a saying? Do you do solo commissions or do you do dual characters? No, I'm doing like anything. Pretty much for a big illustration, it's anything you want. Quick illustrations, it's only a single character. Like here you have multiple characters. In this piece, I'll just have 3 bad boys, the like the Nire Order, Order, whatever, you know, the bad Hollow Fall guys coming up. These are kind of small, so they're part of the background, but if the character is like in close like this, so it's gonna be more difficult. But yeah, pretty much anything when it comes to big illustrations. There was one guy who was commissioning me pieces of like... There was an artwork. I didn't particularly like how it came out, but I just didn't know how to do it. Hold on, was it last year? I believe it was. It wasn't even the last year, it was the year, 2 years ago. Right? Hold on. Oh yeah. Just dig it up. It was this piece. Oh my god, did I suffer while working on this. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the monkey was also pretty much a character. And the fucking penguin too. All of them were like separate folders of references. And the cat. I did like the cat though. And the perspective that I went here as well, just this, yeah, that definitely, this took a while. It's taking a while. Does the price increase with extra characters? Does it depend on the complexity on the big pieces? It only increases with characters. So yeah, like the more characters, yeah, it's kind of fixed for all additional characters. Complexity of the background, stuff like that doesn't, like, I don't really add on price for that. Very good. I don't know, I feel like that piece, it probably is like very good to the commissioner himself, because it was like literally like a guild RP event that they had, and I managed to capture it. But I feel like that piece doesn't stand out on its own to like just general WoW fans, you know, because you look at it and you think to yourself like, oh, what's this nonsense going? Like, what are all those characters? Most of them don't even have like WoW themed outfits, like recognizable items from the game. So it's like, I don't know. I usually like to kind of keep it within the WoW universe. On that piece though, I had like no idea how to do that. Yeah, it still was really. Actually wouldn't say that was fun to work on. That piece was overwhelming to work on. I was just the only thing that I was focusing on is just to manage to fit everything together and just not make it look like it's just super random stuff thrown in together. However, on other pieces where it's like easy to to fit things in, I just focus on kind of how to improve the visuals, how to improve the readability, how to just pretty much enhance the base stuff rather than like trying to understand how to simplify the base stuff. But yeah, for the most part, like any characters really fit well. So that was like a year and a half ago, or like 2 years or something. Definitely a while ago. So I was kind of craving for another big illustrations like that. I also just really want to just up the end quality. I feel like I got stuck into doing like big quick illustrations for, well, I wouldn't say too long, like I would want to kind of continue on doing them, but it's just, I feel like the end quality also gotta go up as well. So like just focusing on rendering, focusing on all the small stuff and details and really make it look polished. You improved a lot, thank you. Thank you for saying that. I wouldn't say it's a short amount of time though. I kind of look at a year as of, like, it's a significant amount of time. A whole year invested into something, like, you'd probably want to improve in that time. I don't want to add some origin shadow there. In the shadow part of her cloak as well. Just want to sprinkle in some warm hues. I'll do something for a year every day for a lot of hours in order to prove. And then I'm probably doing something wrong also. I would go crazy. Honestly, Swishy, I feel like it's very easy. Like, it's very easy to do that and not improve. And to be honest, I kind of catch myself in that position quite often. It's like not like I don't improve at all. Like, some aspects are getting better, but I'm for sure like not as efficient with improvement as I can be. Because it's actually so easy to just how to say that, like, you get into the routine, you get into like this repetitiveness, and you just continue to repeat yourself. And I feel like with art improvement, it's actually the opposite of that. To improve in art, or even to be honest, to like stay in the place and not get worse, you kind of have to always like explore, improvise. You always have to be on the hunt for the next new thing you're doing. And honestly, it's kind of like, it's like the opposite of being like having a routine, and the opposite of having like a steady workflow. You always have to mix things up. It's actually quite hard, honestly, like constantly improving. That's why I would say that I'm probably not like always improving. It probably gets into like phases of like maybe like months of maintenance, and then maybe like 1 to 2 months of like actually pumping and getting better. Not really sure like exactly the time frames, but I can definitely just show you pieces where I actually was getting better significantly, and then pieces where I was like stagnating. It ain't easy. Not like it's hard in the moment either. It's just like kind of hard to keep the like the same process going for very long. Maybe it's me though. Maybe I'm retarded. Maybe it's like, maybe other people just improve and they don't see an issue in that. Like I personally find that your art gets worse whenever you thinking about how to get it done faster and like move on with your day. Because obviously, you know, if it's your job, it feels like a job. But even if it feels like a job, you kind of have to make yourself love it, otherwise you're gonna be terrible at it. You know, with most jobs, you kind of enter this mode of like, okay, let's just get through this day, and then I can chill in the evening. And if you do that with art, you know, the art itself gonna suffer a lot. Unfortunately, right? Unfortunately. You can probably allow yourself a little bit of that, and I definitely do, but for the most part, for me, it's definitely noticeable. If you do that. Maybe the idea for this piece will be she's like coming out of like a smoke bomb or something. Or like a rogue just unstealths, and that's how it would kind of look in person, just like coming out of the shadow. Seeing how that can be repetitive and how it holds you back as soon as you notice. You can try to think of ways to change that. Yeah, definitely. Like you need to like, you know, snap back into this like learning mode. But it's difficult, you know, like sometimes you can notice it and be like, "Oh, dude, not today. Like this is too taxing." Because it's definitely way more difficult than, you know, just do art. Just show up and just art, it's kind of one thing, but then the other thing is like to be like enthusiastic and to be um I don't know, have this like learning explorative mindset about it is quite a different thing. I don't know why it's quite more work that goes into it. However, if you're in the mode though, then it's just like peace easy and it's just like so fun, enjoyable all the time. It doesn't feel like work, it feels like fun. You know what I find really screws with the art? Gaming. I find that if I'm like excited to play WoW, I treat art in my job as like a daily check-in. You know, I kind of do the bare minimum, thinking, oh damn, I really want to just fucking log in and use some M+. And it kind of occupies my mind and doesn't leave any like place for art enjoyment. Definitely something that you can think about, you know? Gaming ruins my productivity, that's why I decided to play only 3 times a week and not for many hours. Yeah, definitely. To be, for me though, like it doesn't work to like limit it, you know, because I sort of at some point I still start craving it, and then I feel like the only way to get rid of the craving is to actually give into it and play a lot until I get literally like sick of it, or like I feel like I've played enough and I don't want to play anymore. Because even if I restrain myself, the craving is still gonna be there. You know, my mind is still gonna be like not in art, not in the art place. And yeah, that's what I did like in a couple of like last week pretty much. I played quite a lot for like almost a week, and the day before yesterday I played for like 6 or 7 hours a day. Okay, maybe not that, maybe 6 at most. But at the end of that though, oh damn, it has such a culmination too, of just like 3 M+ runs, people just like leaving midway and like abandoning keys, and I'm like, okay, fuck this, this is just a waste of my time. And I just started doing art, and I didn't log in for like 2 days already. I wanted to play it today, but I'll see if I'll have time. So I feel like this desire just naturally kind of goes away after I satisfy it, and it's kind of good. Definitely helps that it's just World of Warcraft, and that's the game that cannot occupy me for forever. You know, it could get me busy for maybe like a week or something. And then I'll log in recreationally every once in a while, but no more than that for sure. Replace gaming with things that are more productive and I find them more fulfilling. I see what you mean, but it's also a little bit, it's a little bit personal, you know? Like, you say that, but who says that for somebody else, gaming doesn't feel fulfilling? I would say that for me playing World of Warcraft, it's pretty fulfilling. Not for a while, but like for a short term, it kind of feels really, really nice and satisfying. You know? But then on other times, it feels just like a complete waste of time, and then I don't engage in it. I feel like I found a pretty good balance, not gonna lie. I'm kind of satisfied where I am in it. He's evolving well. Thank you, Dragontas. Hey, Dragontas, how are you doing, friend, though? Like, what are you up to? Dude, I miss the time where you were jobless. Young, unemployed Dragontas, just hanging out on the streams the whole day. Painting frogs. You're sick? Actually, I just got through cold as well. That was also pretty nasty. I would have been back to streaming like maybe 3-4 days ago, if not for the cold. Yeah, Tomic, you're welcome. Can't think stream because of fever, very annoying. Is it that bad for you? I'll probably be healed tomorrow, so just fuck him. No, not like that, dude. I even went to the gym once, whenever I had a flu. It was like on the second or third day. I'm pretty sure I had a temperature and I was like coughing. And I was just like, dude, fuck it. If I'm not going to the gym, I'm gonna be just not only physically sick, but I'm gonna be mentally sick as well. It actually went pretty well. Like I was super weak, but I got a nice workout in. Since COVID, when I have a fever, it's hard hitting for a few days. Were you saying COVID changed you? You saying it affected you permanently? Everyone got the cold. Oh, you too? It's called a press up. Wait, what is called a press up? When I get, I will if I work out, I get ill. Hmm? Not like I don't like gaming anymore, but it needed to find a balance. The sets will be able to do other things. To use gaming is the only thing I did for the last couple of years. Oh yeah, I see. I mean, I've been in that position as well, you know, with gaming. I would say up to like 20 years old, I did nothing but gaming. I did work some jobs, but only like part-time jobs. Didn't really care about them, just wanted to get home and continue gaming. To be honest, I feel like you do that only if you have no alternatives. I feel like if you would have a good alternative, you would do anything else. Maybe gaming is that addictive for somebody though. I feel like gaming also strips away all the alternatives for you as well, because you invest so much time into it and so much energy. It numbs your emotions, and then you don't really feel like exploring or like checking out other stuff, so you kind of end up having no alternatives anyway. Definitely, it's like a pretty nasty situation there. Drinking alcohol in this state is terrible, plus 1 day of fever. Oh, really? Dude, I remember as a kid I heard an advice where if you get sick, you should like drink a shot of vodka before going to bed, and then you'll wake up just fully refreshed and healed. I've never tried it, but it's like it always stuck to me that like maybe it's working. Maybe just like an alcoholic excuse that my dad gave me. I'm there. Work before COVID. Dude, how are you saying that it's like COVID is always VB or something? Do you actually think it's like affecting you permanently? Maybe it's just like you getting older. I guess I'll be right back. Wait, it's not that. It's this, right? Yep. I'll show you the time lapse. Be right back. Alright, we're back. We are back. Got myself water. I already had water, but this one is from the fridge. Alright, I actually really want to dive into the rendering of the character, but I feel like I have to set up the background first, and it just doesn't leave me. This background just... There's something indecisive about it, you know? Not really sure what I'm doing with it. And maybe just leave it alone and work on the character for now, though. Have you heard of Signalis? Horror sci-fi game worked very well in crazy community. Yeah, never heard about it. You like talking in terms of art or like playing it, or like what kind of... In terms of what you're asking? No, I actually never heard about it. Maybe I saw the animations, but never recognized what it's from. So what, are you excited to play the game now? Imagine spending your one and only weekend, whenever you're sick and have a fever, playing a horror game. That can go bad. That's some quality time for sure. You already did? Okay. How did I go? Is that any good? Is that any scary? Dude, I've never played a horror video game. Never. Never in my life, and I probably never will at this point. I'm too scared. I remember we tried playing first Outlast with my friends whenever I was like 19 or like 18, and yeah, that left me scarred for life. That was so scary. You don't get scared easily? Thank you for suggestion, man. I'm not sure if I'm playing it though. I'm sure I'm not playing it. That's how I'm gonna put it. Because yeah, I'm not really into horror games, to be honest. You know what's actually like my nightmare fuel when it comes to horror games? You definitely heard about it. Dead Space. I was maybe like 12, 13 or something, and I was at my grandparents' country house, and my dad, he brought not the game, but there were some like animation films that are like based on Dead Space. So there were like two animation films, and dude, I watched them, and I swear for like maybe half a year, that shit haunted me. They were not even like that scary, but oh my god, just some like moments, and then just like haunted me for like half a year. All Resident Evil scared me as a kid, and it's like I never recovered. Yeah, yeah, that's what happened to me as well, but with Dead Space. Great game, yeah. I watch how people play through it. It doesn't look that scary, but something about those animations, dude, something about them just like messed me up. They were not even that horror, you know. Those kind of like horror films or horror movies, whenever they get really into like fighting, and it's more like a thriller rather than a horror. So they have like a scary aesthetic, but then they just get into like shooting and fighting all the time. It's not even spooky anymore. But oh my god, did it haunt me? The uncanny like people there though, like they are really creepy. And then Xenomorph frequently visit my nightmare. Really, Alien? Just like the banana head thing. I remember actually watching old Alien movies. Remember there were 4 old Alien movies as a kid, and they didn't like haunt me that bad. Yeah, I definitely know what you mean though. I was more scared of the crabs. Of like the things that get from an egg and like jump on your face. I was more scared of those bad boys. Wait, so it just shows up in your dream? Huh, yeah, it actually... Alright. Last, not WoW. Okay, I didn't. I don't remember last time I played League, so that's out of the picture. If anything. All right, that's like 4 hours on the New Year's Eve count for a different game, or you mean like properly get into it? Yeah, it was. Um, I don't even know what's the English name of that game. Little Rabbit, I assume it's called. It's just a visual novel that my girlfriend wanted to play with me on New Year's Eve, and we played that. It's like a visual novel of a story of like you play as a as a little 8-year-old boy or something, and you go to school and you get bullied, but there is this theme of like children missing in the village, and it's like in reality it is like a guy who's kidnapping them or something, but you kind of perceive it as like this mysticism. You kind of think it's some kind of ghost hiding hunting you or something. So this kind of a game. We played it for like 5 hours in the night when we were while drunk. I was reading all the text out loud too. I was so tired by the end of it. Tiny Bunny? Yeah, it's that. I think like black and white, kind of painterly looking art. A drawing of family's dad there looked like a Giga Chad. It is a little bit for you. Yeah, it's still not fully out yet. Like, I think they're gonna finish it in, like, summer or something. So I actually got the ending where it's like... I was really frustrated at the ending that I got. I got an unfinished ending. So I actually, like, my whole experience was kind of ruined, to be honest. I got so confused at that ending, you have no idea. Like, it literally had, like, no meaning. Like, I literally had more answers than questions, more questions than answers after that ending. It doesn't sound too bad, but it was so frustrating, you cannot imagine. Actually, I think we played it the next day as well, so we actually synced in quite a lot of hours into it. I saw like the other endings as well. Not endings, but like they're all unfinished. You only can roll like a couple of endings that are like bad if you like die early, and that is like if you if the school bully just kills you. Fucking 10-year-old kid just stabs you with a knife. Amazing. Did you do any mitigation, Dragontas? Or you just like raw dogging it? Just waiting for your body to heal itself? Tanking? Dude, I kind of feel like it's a mistake. I'm definitely the guy who like just wait for many days before taking any meds, but even I gave up on it. I just like take whatever. There is like this mixture of like vitamin C, some like I don't know, sugar and medicine. Like I don't know what it is actually, but you like, just mix it with boiling water and just drink. It's kind of lemony, it's kind of nice tasting. And then you do that a couple of times and it just goes away. Hot honey lemon's great. Hmm. That actually sounds so tasty to me right now. Not gonna lie. That sounds very appealing. I would drink that right now. Yeah, if you don't want to miss work tomorrow, you should probably take something. That's a good idea. I also do like baking powder, and I don't know what's the verb for it. Hold on, let me say that actually. Rinse. Oh yeah. How did I forget this? So you rinse your throat with like warm water with salt and baking powder. That's like to kill all the ligma bacteria in your throat. Actually works incredibly well. Like really, really, really well. I also think that it's probably kind of does some harm to you as well. In no way, just rinsing your throat with baking powder can be any good. But it definitely kills all the virus bacteria there. I actually think, Senna, that I'm going quite slow today. I feel a little bit out of practice with like with speed in quick commissions currently. Still moving? No. Actually, I don't know if I should give updates on my sister life, honestly. But no, she used to live in Malaysia for like a couple of months, and now she's back. No people Malaysia anymore. That was false news. Nobody likes Malaysia anymore. Well, only Mel does, I guess. Dude, maybe I shouldn't like force this like environment background there. Just go for full this like smoke idea that I had initially. Because I would say that abstract backgrounds kind of work way better. I'll still keep it in just in case, but kind of want to see how the abstract would look. It will just allow me to focus on these like interesting shapes more and dedicate more time to the rendering of the character as well. But no, she's back from Malaysia, and it's been like a whole drama there with that fucking place and her being where like I wouldn't go into any details, to be honest. I just wouldn't want to do that. Like if you're really interested, you can DM me about it and I'll tell you. But other than that, probably not much more for the stream. My dad's in Vietnam though, currently, and he just sends me all the photos and says how cheap it is there. Dude, it is actually crazy how cheap it is there. He just tells me the price on the food there, and it's pretty much free compared to what I'm paying here. It's kind of crazy. But it can't be all that good though. You know, there's probably some stinkers, downsides about it. About that place. What if it's much cheaper there though? What if you had like a remote job and you would be able to make like 5 times as much money a month than people like make there locally, and you would just live in heaven? You have all this seafood, like dirt cheap free. You wouldn't have your French butter though, I guess, but let's be honest, dude, you can live without that. Your goddamn privileged salted French butter. Delicious and expensive. You can probably get away with not having that for a day, huh? See, faster than my drawing pace. Yeah, it ain't bad. Just sometimes pieces went even faster. No, I'll take the butter. I actually haven't had that butter for so long. It is just like three times as expensive as the normal one here. Like literally 3 times X3. Hard to justify buying it even though it's that good. Maybe to spending a couple of weeks for those reasons, remote jobs still have, so will save a lot of money. In space, Spain any cheap though? I thought it's also kind of expensive, no? Or compared to Paris. Is Paris that expensive? I mean, probably so, right? Probably so. What about the butter though, Mappa? The butter? How will you live with no butter? Will you be able to even survive for a day with no that butter? I don't know. You got so used to it. We're accustomed to the French butter. Daily intake up to like 400 grams of French butter. How will you live without it, my man? I don't know. It's all too long. 6 hours? Yeah, but will you be able to afford all these like increased prices? Because you got used to it being dirt cheap. You got used to it being handed to you for free. Maybe you just take it as an insult, you know? Oh, I have to pay for my butter now? It would be. To be honest, I'm not even French and I'm infuriated at the prices of French butter. Kinda nuts, to be honest, looking at it. Knowing how good it is, and just knowing you cannot afford it. You guys want a little story? Like actually 2 sentence story, but I just feel like I came back and I'm a person who has nothing to share, so I'm gonna tell you this, even though even though it's like a nothing story. My girlfriend had a 2 days delay on her periods, and we were already picking a name for our child. What do you think of that? Tell me how many times that happened in your life. That surely is like... That surely is a common thing, isn't it? Yeah, and you know what I'm... I'm always waiting for, like, the names that are the most common names in Georgia. Then they both hate. The name Nicholas is like one of every third males is named Nicholas in this goddamn country. I know at least 10 of those bad boys. And the second one is Georgi. Georgi in Georgia. So, I am voting for those two. Not Georgi. Actually, you know what I told her? That if it's a girl, she'll pick a name for it. But it's a guy, I'll pick a name for it. And I'll fucking come up with some atrocious name. I'll get it back to my parents who gave me, like, my terrible name. Name it Chomik? XPP Chomik? Okay. I mean, that's pretty close to Georgi, to be honest, when it comes to just character building. I don't even know what will be worse. With Chomik, you'll at least have some history behind you. If you're Georgi, you're just a clone. Remember the Toy Story film? And where, like, the Buzz Lightyear, like the Giga Chat toy, just saw like millions of copy of himself with all the features. That's Georgi reality. That is what happens if your name is Georgi. Her brother's name is Georgi. You don't have to go far to find those. Or Nicholas, does sound kind of cool though. Saint Nicholas, hmm? That's a pretty dope name, isn't it? You eating something? No. Packaging some? I have a bottle of water. That's all. That's all that I have for today. Nikita? No. It is one of those names that doesn't have like a full name and a short version of a name. It's pretty cringe. I don't like the Nikita. It's also, you kind of judge the name based on the people with the same name who you know. And all of the Nikitas that I knew are like cringe powerhouses. They're not the people that you would want to have around for sure. Peary? Is that a name? I'm thinking just calling him Bob. Or like Billy. Dude, I want for my son to be Billy. Every time I hear Billy, I just imagine this like naked picture of Billy Harrington on like white bed sheets. I want for my son to be that, to be honest. A Gachimushi idol. Yuri is the real name? I don't know, that sounds like a cat name. Yuri. Or Perry. Perry, right? Is perror in French? Mm. Hmm. It does sound pretty French, I agree. Pretty buttery. You are Piri? It doesn't sound exactly like I'm pronouncing it Piri. So that's your name? I'm not gonna tell you mine because you're gonna laugh and you're gonna uh, laugh at me, okay? I don't like my name. I even thought about changing it, you know. That's how much I dislike it. I just thought that changing it would be too much work. Pierre? Pierre. I got you. Got you, Mr. Pierre. Wait, you know my name? Oh, no. I forgot to change it on the invoice. Fuck. I did it on all the latest invoices, but I forgot. Well, dude, that's life. Just don't tell it to anybody, alright? And don't laugh too. I did suspect something, you know? I knew that you feel a little too confident for how you behave in here. It's all because you know my secret. Bruce Wolfgang? Wait, how am I giving him double name though? I can only give him first name. It's not something I should tell. Okay, bro. You know what's actually unironically something about my name is that nobody remembers it. Like I'm telling you, I meet sometimes new people and we tell each other our names. And I do my best to remember every single name of every single person that I've ever asked the name. And I do a pretty good job at it. But I just, after a certain time, I realize that nobody calls me by my name, and it's just because they don't remember it. Like, zero chance anybody fucking remembers it. There are only like a handful of people who remember my name. You have 3 first names? Wait, how does that work? Bruce Wolfgang. I don't know about Bruce Wolfgang though. But maybe like Billy Massive Cock, Something like that. Imagine that's actually your fucking name. That would be such a. You probably cannot name a child that. Wait, but that's not even your first name then, Cat. Your first name is like the only like your actual name, not like your dad's name or your family name. I think. You will remember my interview. They very often don't get the right one. I'm getting called Patrick. Real names never hear it. Pierre Yves. Pierre Yves. Yeah, I actually find it kind of rude to like not remember someone's name or like don't call people by their names. Sometimes if I don't remember if I don't remember a name of a person, I just actually ask them. Like, hey, sorry, I forgot your name. Like, what is it then? But the second time, I always remember. You know what's crazy too? Like, my girlfriend doesn't call me by my name. Like, pretty much never. Never calls me by my name. She just calls me like Kitty or something. Like babe. Call me by my name. You like it, Dragontas? Well, it's like a meme name, you know? It's doesn't sound serious, is what I don't like about it. No, last time is actually a very common one. That's like, I don't really care about it. The team, I'll go for one more break. Need to stretch my wrist. Then I'll come back and we're gonna finish it for today. Alright, be right back. All right. Alright, Kat, I hope you have some spare time, because in like 30 minutes we're gonna do the critique for you. Significant update? Alright. Yeah, no rush though, in like 30 minutes. Hey Minam. Hey, evening. Evening sunshine, how you doing? Wrist hurts? Oh no. Oh no, Mina. You doing the stretches? Don't miss out on the stretches. Massage it? Actually, that's not a good idea to massage it. I think it will only irritate the nerve. Mine started hurting too today, just as I'm streaming. You know what I have? I have like I don't even know which one, but like one of my gum is bleeding, I assume, because I always taste like the blood taste in my mouth, and it's disgusting. I hate it. It's like both sweet, but also like a little sour and salty. Wow, that's like... And I just taste it all the time. Not good, not good. I don't like that. What are you massaging my gums, dude? What are you saying? Because of my stomach acid, I have really bad taste in mouth, like it's like it's hell. Oh damn, do you have like acid reflux? I've had like chronic acid reflux. I mean, I don't know if you can call it chronic, but I had like for a couple of weeks, and it was disgusting and it was terrible. Super depressing as well, because like no matter what you eat, you just get this like burning sensation. And it's terrible and it feels horrible all the time. I didn't like necessarily get the taste, I just had the heartburn. Damn, that was bad. Then I fixed it, and thank God I did fix it. I remember I would just wake up in the morning, I would just drink water, and it would just be there. It would just hurt. Terrible. I have this since years. You mean like since New Year's? Like since January? Or like you mean 4 years? I mean, it's actually a serious issue. You should not like ignore it or anything. If you have it for a very, very long time, like it can fucking cause cancer and stuff like that. Have like meds when it's getting worse. You know what I've read up about it whenever I was encountering it. So, I mean, I'm not a doctor obviously or anything, but what kind of helped me is that I actually found out that it's most of the time people have heartburn not because like acid reflux, not because their stomach acid is too high, but because it's actually too low. So it's like low, so the muscle, the sphincter that like contracts and doesn't let out the stomach from the acid from your stomach in your like mouth and throat, it just doesn't detect enough acid there, so it like doesn't contract and lets the acid through. And what people usually do is they go and they take meds that like lower the stomach acidity, and then it pretty much doesn't fix the issue. You have like even lower stomach acid, then it like doesn't detect it even more, the muscle, so it doesn't close down, and you continue getting these symptoms. But what also happens is that since you have like lower acidity in your stomach, you actually cannot digest food properly. So you start getting some deficiencies in nutrients because you're not absorbing them well and shit like that. So what I actually did is that just watch some guy on YouTube, and he said that you should kind of make your stomach more acidic, and for that like the best thing you can do is just take like apple vinegar and drink it. And I was like, fuck it, dude, I've been already suffering enough, like let me try this out. So I was standing there with a fucking teaspoon of apple vinegar, like 5% apple vinegar, and I was like, okay, dude, if I'm gonna drink it and die, well, fuck it, I'm suffering regardless, right? So I had it like 3 times a day, and it literally cured it within the first day. Like I drank that vinegar for the first time, and like it, like the acid reflux like backed up for like half a day. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So I did it again and again, and I was doing it 3 times a day for like a couple of weeks, and it completely fucking disappeared, like literally within a day. So I don't know what you're doing, Mina. Maybe you have like a condition or something. Maybe actually the like maybe you have like some serious stuff, but like most people get it wrong. and like they treat it backwards pretty much. And the reason why you would want apple vinegar that is like 5% because it's like kind of close to the stomach acid in terms of like acidity. So you kind of training your stomach to like produce the like the normal acid level again. Stomach maxing is about balancing acidic content with drier stuff. It'd be like balancing warm lights with cold in art. I don't know, dude. The only thing that I know is that I tried to do like vegan diet or whatever, and it just like messed me up. Fucking goddamn vegans, dude. A few times where I fell for it, I like harmed my health. And just in general, if I have like a lot of what's the word for it? Floury food like bakes or like cookies or stuff like that, anything that is like has a lot of flour in it or like a lot of fiber, yep, like just acid reflux comes back quite fast. Yeah, I mean, so I don't know if it made sense for you or not, but like that's kind of my knowledge and my experience with it. I hope it helps. Maybe you've been suffering a lot with it from it, like you can take a shot. It's nothing crazy though, like the apple vinegar is like it's super safe. It's nothing like too crazy or too harmful or anything. It's just people use it as a dressing in their salads and stuff like that, and it's like you just take a it's like half tablespoon and then you dilute it in a glass of water and you drink it. It's a little nasty, but it's actually it ain't that bad, you know. It ain't that bad. Definitely wouldn't hurt to try. Oh yeah, guys, by the way, the video on critiques is actually coming out tomorrow. It's the same stuff as with streaming, like I've been putting it off for too long, and I mean there's a reason why I'm demotivated to be doing videos, but it doesn't mean that I'm not gonna be doing them. It is actually coming out tomorrow. It's almost ready. Almost finished. Hi. Yep, Cat, you're gonna be in it. You're gonna be in the video. And in the next one as well. The critique is on its way in a couple of minutes, guys, so get ready. Get ready to get educated. Cat, you especially. Critique alert, you. I actually love the outfit of this character. Said that it's in WoW you don't have those like these like high skirts outfits. I mean, I think you have now with trading posts. I just haven't kept up with those, but still though, those are pretty rare. We definitely need more of those in game. Alright, I think this is good enough progress for 3 hours of the stream. What we're gonna do now is do a critique session. Let me save the piece. Alright, now let's do this. Let's do critique and let's do start recording, because I also need recordings from this. Start recording. Recording hard. Alright, so what we have here is a more of a close-up portrait, I would assume. Couple of things. Been struggling with the color and balance to the point I had to tweak them a lot with adjustment layers. Due to lighting and contrast, the character gives a bad feeling, like it was done separately and photo bashed into the scene. Which sounds very familiar. I've done with stuff like that a lot. Alright. So, right, cat, let's go then. So first of all, for the portrait, very nicely, you painted the hand very nicely. The portrait is also pretty nice. The proportions are alright. Could be better a little bit on the cheek there. However, oh, I actually didn't notice that's like a screenshot from the game, right? Not only the builder, but also like this, or was it painted? This just looks like a lot like in game. If it's painted, kudos to you then. But yeah, so about the character being photo bashed, sounds very familiar, and usually it's just because the lighting doesn't match. If the lighting doesn't, like, from the environment doesn't match whatever it is on the character, it wouldn't fly. So I'll correct on this. However, the first thing I would say is just the composition. Like, this just doesn't... Like, what I would have done is to probably, like, as a bare minimum. First of all, dude, haven't you had it last time as well, Cat? this like square canvas. It's not that square, but it is still a pretty much of a square canvas, and especially for a portrait, definitely just make it a little more vertical. And then what I would have done is I would have just tried to place her more in the center. The square curse, yes. So I would have definitely done this. There's actually portraits from the back. It just in general would be a little bit of a strange angle to make portraits at. I mean, it can work, it's just like a little bit of extreme angle to showcase how, like, just think of yourself if you were to rotate your head that backwards, you would have like, yeah, it would be quite a difficult angle to even move your head to. When it comes to the face, it looks pretty nice. I would say it's like chic, and like it would probably be extended a little bit here. It's like on that angle. Also, don't forget that the lips are... Let me just move this real quick. Like the lips kind of go around the face, so like make sure you follow the perspective on the lips. As of on everything else here, but that's not the point of critique. Just kind of want to correct it for a split of a second. So the main thing that you wanted to address is like, why does she not look like she's in the picture? And that is actually pretty simple, just because the lighting is inconsistent. So the consistency of light is giga important, especially for that reason, to make your character fit the background. So pretty much what you would imagine is that the room is like kind of in shadow, and the only light is coming from the window, right? Like some from this like light crystal. So should probably be fully in shadow. You see all the light that you have on her should probably be just like full in shadow. You kind of sort of had it here on the shoulder, right? So this is the light that will hit from the window. Her face will actually catch like no light. There will be only like some rim light on her hair. But the rest of the body will just pretty much be in shadow. And you see, I just did this. She already kind of looks like she's there. Like, not entirely, but like a little bit more like she's there. I was trying to make her smile. Problem is, I don't know how to do wrinkles on the skin caused by the lip curving. I'll show on that too, but it's actually such a minor thing compared to these the problem with consistency of light. Consistency of light is like something that you really have to pay attention to in your art, because it destroys your piece in like 0 seconds. So you can do this, and then to emphasize the light, you can do some rim light on her. You know, like just go over the border. So you kind of have it here, right on the shoulder. So we need to do it here. Maybe a little bit here or something. Right, so this would already look like she's there. when it comes to defining things in the shadow, so let's say you just like blocked it in and like she's fully in the shadow, like how do you really separate things that are like in shadow and like, you know, other areas that are in shadow too? uh Whenever you're like, I mean, I'm always thinking about ambient light that is kind of the opposite hue than the cast light, so I would probably just have some kind of cold ambient light. Just imagine that there is like just, you know, maybe, I don't know, kind of like open air, or like somewhere in the room there is a, I don't know, something that kind of can emphasize this like um, ambient light that her skin catches, and then you kind of define it more in the shadow. It's super um, pale, like it's way less noticeable, it's way less contrasty when like the direct light, but it's also there and it can help you define the form. Please lasso her eye. We'll get to it. We're talking about consistency of light yet. So come on, her eyes are pretty fine. The face is overall looking good. I would say the color on the lips is a little bit... I mean, I'm honestly not that great myself with colors of the lips, but in general I just don't like making them too saturated because they like look muddy, you know? Okay, perfect. I'll say the shadows are too saturated. I know we tell beginners to use black to shade and stuff, but sometimes using the saturated or dark shadows will help to, for realism. Yeah, that's exactly how I do art as well. Like, I just pretty much make shadows way more desaturated. And then, because then in desaturated shadow, you come back with some ambient light and make them pop, make them like saturated, but like in, not in a dirty way, you know? So to make her smile, actually first I would say it's just gonna be a little bit wider of a smile. Like here. And actually if you smile, it just affects your eye a lot. So like this kind of like pushes here. So it's just gonna be a little bit of this. Not a lot though, not a lot. Just a little bit. Yeah, and just in general, some like facial anatomy, like some facial planes are a little bit. I see you wanted to correct this, right, Dragontas? This eye, it just went a little bit too far there. It would actually be here, like covered by the nose a little bit like this. Not to that degree. Small changes the face all the way up to the eye, it's insane. Yeah. I know it for myself, because whenever I smile, I squint so fucking much. And it's always was awkward, because in the photos I try to smile, and for some reason I would squint one eye more than the other eye, and it would always look just awkward. I would also say that probably not a good idea to emphasize this like, I don't know how it's called, like this area under the nose, whenever it kind of has like this strange form up to the lip. I usually don't try to emphasize it as much, just maybe like with a little bit highlight here on top of the lip, but like not to the degree that where you did it. Like it wouldn't define the form that much. I also like to maybe like extend. It's like a little tip, but like when painting faces, I like to extend the skin tone a little bit into the hair here in the cross section, because like kind of how you have it, it's like it is very very thick hair, and usually it's not that thick, especially on the top there. Like usually it kind of, you can see the skin color, especially here. It kind of gives a little bit more realistic look to it. Also just, you know, I would say like calm down on the volume on the hair a bit. You kind of have like a good approach to painting hair, to be honest. You paint it like in chunks and you define it by light and shadow. That's definitely the right call. I would just say that maybe just give it a little less volume overall. You definitely have it looking good though. The ear though, her ear just got a little bit out of control here. Just remember that it starts, all the ear starts between the eye and the nose. Wait, where is it? Yeah, it's the eye and the nose. If you kind of do this parallel, it starts from here pretty much, or like a little bit here on the side of the head. Obviously in splash art and stuff, the philtrum being down, but wherever I do it on my drawings, it ruins it all. Philtrum, you mean like the stuff on top of the lip? Because I don't know how it's called in English. I don't even know how it's called in my native language. Just the lip thing. I always associate it with Shrek for some reason. Like I just remember, I guess it was like very prominent on some, like either on Shrek or like his wife or whatever in the film. I was part of that whenever I looked at it. I think between lips and nose. Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta, I feel like if you give attention to it, you gotta paint it way more carefully and know what you're doing. And I tend to just never emphasize it. Because it looks weird, dude. Let's be honest. It looks strange. They have a big one. I thought they would link the entire Shrek movie, dude. Come on, you missed the perfect opportunity. Honestly, even this, I would, like, she's kind of a little bit to the corner when it comes to the composition. Probably not gonna move her anymore, but just letting you know that you'd probably want, for portraits, you would want to place them in, like, in the middle. Right, what else can I cover here? The jaw, like the chin would probably be a little more prominent here. We don't need all that wall, we want the elf. True, dude, true. We want her titties, let's be honest. Why don't we just extend the canvas a little more and get some... Get some interesting action going in there. Maybe some armpit hair? Alright, maybe not that. Maybe they're not on Twitch. Yeah, what else can I say? But the bell there. Oh, okay, yeah, you also mentioned... Okay, I knew that. There was something more important. Um, just in general about the light and shadow balance in the piece. So, but the consistency of light, I think you kind of, I hope you got I got the point across that kind of make it more consistent. But in general, how to balance it all out, to be honest, it's like to be the thing about illustrations. Like it's the most difficult stuff that I'm like fighting with myself all the time. Couple things that I kind of learned during the process is that if you give yourself less room to work with, it becomes more manageable. So like take all the extremes, take all the like super shiny stuff that you have in the piece and just like dial it down a little bit. Just don't make it 100% brightness. Make it this, right? You have it at this. So what do we do from here? Whenever it's kind of like punched down. All of a sudden the character doesn't really look like she's in a shadow. So maybe we can darken her a bit more. Right? She's not gonna be like super dark. It's still, I guess it's like mid values, right? Yeah, it's like 50. You kind of darken her a bit more. The light still looks super bright from the window. But at least now we can have the option of like go back into the light and kind of, we can maybe choose to have her, the rim light on her being like actually brighter than the light from the window. That is, if you wanted to like, you know, put emphasis on that. Sometimes I do this. But what you can also do is actually to go ahead and, you know, maybe detail the crystal itself. Because let's be honest, were you able to see it here? Dude, I barely was able to tell that it's there. Maybe now you can go back and define it more. Just because the range is not so outrageous, you can actually go in and have like more details. You know what, make the window bigger? That would actually be a good idea, yeah. Hello, Toby. We're giving critique to Mr. Cat. I said that rim light is her only highlight, so it's got to be telling. Yes, but at the same time, though, like I don't think you like, I don't feel like you really need it to tell the form, or like to put more attention to her. I would say that like maybe doing the crystal here would kind of like serve you better. Yeah, actually, that's a really good suggestion, Dracontas. So, like, compositionally, what if you just made the crystal way bigger? Or, like, not the crystal, sorry, the window altogether. That would be dope. Can we try to do that? I'm just afraid that at that point you're just messing with the piece so much that it's gonna be irrecognizable. If you do, however, and then gonna be something. I mean, to be honest, I would make it like literally half the piece, like just all the background there. Yeah, if you were to increase the size of the window, you would probably want to make her smaller as well. Just like to make her kind of fit fully in there, if that makes sense. I probably just want to take her. Let's maybe put her there. with the window kind of here. So you get the idea, right? So kind of like make her... I feel like that's also just a little too small. Just make it fucking giant. Would that be enough? This is also just too saturated. Like the... Try to avoid saturation in shadows, Cat. Just like as a general rule of thumb. I don't think you had this issue in the last piece you did. In the last piece you did really good on that. It gets really muddy really quick. If you had it like this, and then the rim light too, here, and her back like this. When I say low saturation, I mean under 50. Depends. In like shadows, I would say like actually less than 20. I mean, it depends on really what it is. Like, if, for example, her hair is like super saturated, right? So it's like, it kind of works. But let's say this thing, like just look at this color here. I mean, to be honest, it's not that saturated, like 40% saturation, but it's just, the color there is just kind of like muddy. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not. It just... And it's just like hard to work with. Because like now, on top of this, you can go with the same ambient light that we hit her with, and kind of like make it more desaturated in some areas and like give it more volume like this. Right? Also the wall here too, super saturated. It's colored in a piece I did today that I have a huge issue with color values, so fully agreed. Yeah, this is a super tough topic, by the way. As I said, values is something that, you know, like how, like, what brightness to make everything, and like how to set up composition based on brightness is something, I mean, there is literally, I would say, like 80% about illustration. That is most of what illustration is about. And you can see many artists do it so differently. Some like do kind of convoluted compositions on purpose, where like all the like value setup kind of like confuse you for a second, but also create like catching enough compositions you kind of get trapped in the piece, but then it's like not obvious where to look at. And I also kind of dabbled into stuff like that as well in the past. Not as much as in my current art, but... And then there's the opposite of like some kind of card art, like for Hearthstone, like Magic the Gathering, where Hearthstone especially, where it's like it's just pretty much pointed like on a YouTube thumbnail for you to where to look at. Like if it was a Hearthstone card, you know, she would be like fucking highlighted like this on all the areas, like right. So like it would be impossible to look elsewhere but on the character. I'd also just add some a little bit more harsher shadows, like darker areas. You kind of have it good on the eyes, like maybe on the neck as well. Actually, harsh shadow under the neck is like almost a trait of attractiveness for faces. Like it's very important to make it right. Hard to comprehend. I thought for a long time black was bad till I saw all those Chinese artists using it and I was confused. Yeah, to be honest, not to shade with black. I don't know. That's kind of like a grifting advice, if I'm being honest. I don't know who said that, but it was that's a pretty goddamn retarded advice. Inner of the Year would actually be way softer on the color. It would pretty much be just like skin color, but more in shadow. It wouldn't be like that flashy. So it sometimes appears red just because kind of light pierces through it. Like for example here, it would kind of pierce through the ear. So like you would have the rim light here, and here you would have light piercing through the ear and leaving this. It's called subsurface scattering whenever it kind of light pierces through the surface and kind of shines through the inside of the surface. And like since it's skin, very soft skin, it's soft, very thin layer of skin. It would kind of shine through all the blood vessels and everything, and it would just kind of mix the color. But here, for example, it would be pretty much just a normal color. This is actually some area where you can go crazy and add some saturation for once. You make everything desaturated so you can add saturation in places like this. In the ears. Much of blue hair bleed blue light on her skin. Would the blue hair bleed blue light on her skin? The zero probably. I mean, unless it's like reflecting light on, like right next to it. Like if she would hold her hand here, and the light's here and here, maybe it would like be a little bit blue here. Like I don't know. Well, picking from reference, good way to practice managing it. Depends on what your reference is, and honestly, I've never done that. It doesn't sound like that good of an idea. It sounds like kind of like a little bit of I wouldn't say cheating, but like you wouldn't be able to do that in like let's say if you have like if you're painting from imagination, like where would you color pick from? I feel like it's good to develop this practice of like coming up with colors on your own. Never color pick from anything. Maybe you can, you know, give multiple tries of like picking colors, but like always do it by yourself. Do it kind of like based on your intuition or how you view it. Right, so I think, yeah, it's been 30 minutes. So on the things Let's just wrap it up a little bit, and I'm gonna also type it here. Let me first save it. Right, so before and after. Let me just try to think in chronological order. First, composition within the canvas. Please avoid... How do you spell square? Square. I beg you. I beg you, cat. Please, no squares. How do you spell? How do you spell the square? Square. Okay, thank you. Right. So for portraits, actually, I can do it in the composition in the canvas. What squares? For portraits, place character more to the middle. I think that's self-explanatory. The way you had it, she was like a little bit like cut off, not in a good way. I guess it can work as a close-up. I don't know. That's just like a little bit of a sketchy composition to my eye. So I tried to place it more in the middle. Then light consistency. Oh, I'm definitely not spelling it right. Whatever. Light consistency. I don't even know what to add there. Yeah, just like make sure, like the way to make sure that she is in the same place as the background, just light consistency. Just make sure the light is consistent and all the like light sources kind of match. I guess I can say that. Light consistency. Make sure light matches all the light sources. Alright, what else did I do here? I guess for light and shadow, or like have shadows more saturated and have shadows more desaturated, and I would say see, I'm trying to say that you would want to give yourself some room with value range. So like don't have all the things super bright. Just kind of dial down the range, keep them closer together so you can have stuff pop. How do you say that? Artin with value range to have more space to showcase things if needed. That is incredibly confusing and and hard to understand of an advice. But I think that would pretty much summarize it. Yeah, so make sure you avoid square canvases, cat. Composition within the canvas, that's super important for portraits. Just place her in the middle, you're not gonna go wrong with that. Yeah, keep the light consistent so, you know, character fits the background. and just some minor stuff on having your shadows kind of more desaturated. You'll always be able to saturate them, especially with like ambient light. That's my favorite thing. Yeah, and just kind of calm down in the value range, because if everything's bright, then you cannot highlight things anymore. Just kind of calm it down, and then you can always come back with more light and make things pop. Leave some room for highlights to pop out by reducing brightness on mid values. That is a very good way to say it. I'm just gonna copy it and paste it for you to read on Patreon. that is very good. Thank you. One more question? Yo, what's up? What's the last question before I go? It's 12:30 a.m. Ambient light should be like cold in the main one's warm, or vice versa. That's what I try to do. Not always though. I think here you can see the main light is kind of cool, and like a little bit of ambient light that I have was also cool. It really depends, because usually warm ambient light kind of doesn't really work as well. So it really depends on your situation and what you can make work. So like there is no like 100% rule on it. But I really like to make ambient light be cool always. And then the red light being warm kind of also works better. It's the natural setup, you know, because cool ambient light usually comes from the sky if you're in the shadow, and like direct light is just usually the sunlight. So it just like mimics the nature, and it just looks good to your eye. Sorta. Wait, let me set it on Patreon. Right, I think I did reply. Stop recording. I think I have recording now. That's gonna make it much easier for me to edit it later. Alright, cat. I hope it was helpful. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, everybody. And I'm gonna see you tomorrow, sunshines. Love you all.